Okay, I'm here with Blaine Graboyes, who is the CEO and founder of GameCo, one of our most recent investments. GameCo has created the world's first video gambling machine. Blaine, before we get into the product, I'd love to just hear a little bit more about your background.
Sure. I started my career here in New York. I was the co-founder of the first DVD company in New York called Zuma Digital. Operated the business till 2001 when it was sold, and it's since been sold again. Moved to Los Angeles after we sold Zuma and was the first digital producer represented by ICM, the talent agency. And that's really where I got into video games. I spent a few years producing games with DreamWorks through Shrek, Madagascar, and Over the Hedge. Worked on board games, set-top games, mobile, social, games on every platform. Eventually found my way into the esports world about 6 years ago and was producing esports with brands like Blizzard, Ubisoft, and Wargaming when I developed the concept for GameCo.
So tell the audience about GameCo. What made you think of it? What is the product?
Sure. GameCo is focused on what we call the video game casino, the idea that casinos can become a VIP destination for gamers, being the largest underserved audience. You see esports events packed with tens of thousands of gamers because they don't have a place to get together and socialize and find like-minded friends. So we have a vision for casinos becoming one of those destinations. We built a product called the video game gambling machine. It looks a lot like an arcade cabinet or sort of like a slot machine. It has a custom controller that we've designed specifically for the casino environment. And we've built a platform that makes it very easy to adapt existing video games to play in a regulated gambling environment at land-based casinos.
How does the company promote responsible gambling for the millennials and Gen Xers that are going to be doing this?
Well, we're a new company, so we're still in the process of developing our official policy, but we're very active in the space. First of all, our games are based in land-based casinos. You have to be over 21 to play. And we very much focus on supporting all of the existing responsible gaming tenets and principles. So we have responsible gaming messages in our machines. We provide access to websites and information about responsible gaming. We have a vice president of compliance and regulatory at the company that helps to work with casinos and regulators to make sure that we're upholding the highest possible standards. We're very conscious about things like game themes and game content. And we're choosing to stay away from games that might appeal to an even younger audience. Gamers on average are in their 30s, so it's important to remember that video games aren't something played by teenagers in their parents' basement. Your average gamer is 35. They're an adult and able to make a decision about choosing to be at a casino. And we're really working to support all of those principles, both at the company and product level.
Okay, so I want to come back to the regulatory aspect of this in a little bit, but talk to me about the current landscape inside of casinos. What's happening with the slot machines? Are they working? Are they failing?
So casinos are a very interesting industry. Over the last 2 decades, they've become entertainment destinations with nightclub, bar, and restaurants as the main drivers for attendance. What that's created is what some jurisdictions call the X chart, where non-gaming revenue is now overtaking gaming revenue in terms of the bottom line for casinos. Slot machine usage has been declining or stagnant for the last few decades, and mostly it's because the player experience has remained the same. While the animations and lights and bells and whistles have gotten more extravagant with slot machines, the underlying interactive experience hasn't really changed. There's a random outcome. And so for folks that grew up playing Xbox and PC games, it doesn't really solve the same problem or have the same attraction as playing real video games.
So is the age group of slot machines pretty high?
So typically slots are played by an older audience, on average in their 50s or 60s or higher, and doesn't really appeal to a younger audience of Gen X and Millennials, and even to a certain degree baby boomers who grew up playing video games.
And are the games that you're going to be putting into these machines, are they, what types of games are they?
So in terms of genres, we work with action, adventure, racing, sports, fighting, platformer, and even a little bit of casual games too. We really want to reach all gamers, so core to casual games. And generally the games that we're producing are well-known brands, either from game publishers and developers, games you would play on your console or PC or mobile, or sometimes branded games from movie studios and television.
So Gen Xers and Millennials who come to the casinos to do other things are going to get a chance to play games on slot machine style hardware on the floor of the casino for real money.
So we identify our audience through 4 tests. You have to be over 21 to gamble, top percentage of household income, plays video games according to the ESA's definition, and visits casinos more than once a year. That comprises about 9 million millennials, 8 million Gen X, and 6 million baby boomers. So 23 million people that are generally underserved by today's casino offerings. Many of our casino partners are building dedicated areas specifically to attract and retain this audience with names like the Future of Gaming, the Casino of the Future, and our products will be featured there as a way to drive this new casino experience.
Okay, so how does a typical game work? If I happen to be really good at one of the games, can I break the bank?
So our games operate on a same return to player as slot machines. At the core of our product is a patented math model that we've developed that balances player skill and game design. A more skilled player will win the highest possible payout more often, but over time the machine will have a similar payout structure to a slot machine. And that's very important because casinos generate about 75% of their gambling revenue from slot machines, but as that revenue's been declining or stagnant over the last 2 decades, it's created a economic challenge for the casino, and that's really what we're focused on solving.
But how do you stop the world's greatest gamer at a certain game from coming in and killing all the zombies and winning lots of money?
So our first game is robots, but zombies are cool too. So at the core of our game, again, is our math model, which is patented, and it works a lot. The way I like to explain it is like blackjack or poker. In blackjack, there's 2 elements. There's the deal of the cards and the player's skill in how they play that deal. Our game is very similar. Our first game is called Danger Arena. It has 10,000 maps in the game.
Oh, I see.
A player is randomly given one of those different maps, and then it's up to their skill to get the highest possible payout on that map.
That makes sense. Okay, thanks. So in our diligence, we spoke to casinos, and they seemed really excited about this. They want to see this succeed. What else are they going to do to help make it succeed? And what else can you tell me about their perspective?
Casinos are really working to find ways to attract this millennial and Gen X audience outside of the nightclubs and bars and on the gaming floor, and specifically, again, with slot machines because slots generate the majority of their revenue. So we find that casinos are very excited about the GameCo product and generally wanting us to get to market as soon as possible. It's an interesting scenario where your customers and the regulators as well are really demanding this innovation and product from the market, and the market's been a little slow to respond, and that's what's created the opportunity for a startup like GameCo to move quickly into this innovative position.
And what about the game developers? Right? How do they work with the company? What's their excitement level?
And game developers are very excited about it for a few reasons. It's an extra revenue source in a very exciting area. It gives them a physical touch point with gamers that's really important. So instead of just a few trade shows a year like E3 or PAX, it gives them a way every day, every week to be interacting with customers. Our machine is dual screen, and we're actually able to show promotional material for the game developers on the top screen, which is a great opportunity for them to tease what's coming and what's available. In addition to that, we're working with the casinos to bring esports and other activations to the casino, which is very exciting to game developers and publishers as well. They're also looking for this VIP destination to hold their events, esports competitions, launch parties, press events, and we do believe that this is an opportunity for the game community and the casino community to come together around common goals of creating this VIP destination for gamers. So I come from a history of making and producing games, and so it was very important that we created a model that allowed us to collaborate with game developers. We don't make games from scratch. We work with developers and publishers to license their games and adapt them to our platform.
Got it.
We've developed a game developer kit, an API called the GameCo platform, or GCP, and it makes it very easy to adapt an existing game to run in a regulated environment. The GCP, or our platform, handles most of the regulated gambling aspects of the game and really allows the game to be focused on the player experience and we give the game commands, things like start, play this level, the game reports back the score, or we tell it when it's done. So the game itself doesn't even know it's gambling, which is one of the ways we've made it very easy to bring these games to the casino.
When can I play the first games? When will they actually be in casinos?
We're launching the first ever video game gambling machines in Atlantic City in October at the 3 Caesars properties, Harrah's, Caesars, and Bally's.
That's great. Great. Well, I played the game, your first game. I can't wait to see games 2, 3, and 4, which I know are coming out shortly thereafter. It's a lot of fun. I would definitely use it at a casino. I can't wait to see how other people react to it. But best of luck to you, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.